This is Slasher, the MLG Anaheim 2014 Championships. I am here with Fnatic Harstem, who we just watched. Scarlet beat DRG 2-1 with the second game playing Protoss. I've heard you helped her a little bit with that.
I don't want to take the credit away because it's Hitman's build in the first place. She already knew the build and she just needed help with like the fine tuning, when to throw down the gates, how to walk with the probes. And I just told her we played like 3 games. It's not much. So yeah, I might have helped a little bit, but it was mainly her and Hitman.
That's okay. Team effort to get the foreigners at least a top 8, top 6 finish. Now let's talk about StarCraft 2 right now in its current state. We've been talking to all the players, asked them what their current thoughts are on the current state of StarCraft 2, both as a game and the meta and the balance right now, and also the ecosystem and how StarCraft 2 is. So what do you think about the current state of the game itself and how it's playing right now?
I think at the moment the state of the game itself is quite okay. There's a few matchups that tend to be quite boring, like PvT switched from a more fun style like Chargelot High Templar, which was very active, lots of drops going on the map, to Blink Colossi, which is more of a steal style. You can't really get a lot of medavacs out, so what you see nowadays that you just see the Terran kind of macroing up at home, getting a lot of Vikings, and doing a push at 16 minutes, win or lose, lots of SCV pools. So I wish they didn't change that, but I think most of the other matchups are fine. PvZ is very all-in based still. Yeah, I think mainly the issue is with Protoss matchups actually that are quite boring or very, yeah, all-in-y in general.
Beyond the balance, what about just the current way the game is played? Some people have mentioned wanting to reduce minerals, different patches, maybe get rid of force fields, maybe do drastic things. Are those things that you are thinking about beyond the balance of the races?
I would like Blizzard to do stuff like very drastic changes, but have them tested first and have pro players have an incentive to test them. So do something, yeah, for example, remove force field, give them a new ability, and have a 16-man invite tournament for a decent amount of money. So people will actually play the game, practice it a bit, and then you can see how the changes will affect the game. Instead of what happens right now with the balance test maps is that no one plays it except for like 5 people, and they'll play 1.5 game because it isn't useful at all to play on the balance test maps. So I would like to see bigger changes. We've seen that in Dota, we've seen that in League, I think, as well. I'm not really a League follower, but I think that's one of the things that keeps the game fun, is if new stuff comes in, and I would like to see more of that for sure.
What are the main things you would like to see Blizzard address, both on balance and the current game design?
Well, I would like to see, I guess, Swarmos a bit less. They're still quite boring. The rest, I don't really want to remove any units. I just would like to make units, yeah, either just change the numbers, whatever, or add something new, give them a new ability, something like that. Just changes in general are always good.
Do you believe this needs to be done before Legacy of the Void, or can everyone wait until then?
Preferably, of course, the sooner the better, but it's okay to do it together with Legacy of the Void, because then it's a new expansion. There's going to be new units anyway, so you might as well change the old ones. So I would love to see it earlier, but I don't think it's possible, so I'll wait for Legacy of the Void then.
Now, in terms of the ecosystem of StarCraft 2, WCS is a big part of that. They changed the format this year from last year to accommodate the Western players. Doesn't seem to have done a whole lot. Korean's still taking top 8 in all the different regions. What do you think about the current format of WCS? Does it need another revamp and change for next year?
I don't think they can change it so that the Koreans aren't allowed to play anymore. I think the way it should be is that you should have, you should live in Europe to play in the European WCS. Like right now, Hyun, MC, Yoda, First, and one more guy that I can't think of right now are living in Europe, and that actually helps us because we can play with them on the ladder and we actually get better. And you feel that the gap is kind of closing with those players at least. They're getting a bit worse because they don't get the best practice anymore, and we're getting a bit better because our practice gets better. But on the other hand, if people like Son, who lives in Taiwan, flies over to win the round of 16 and then, yeah, basically steal our money, doesn't practice with us on the ladder, doesn't practice with us in custom games, it doesn't give us anything except for less money and less exposure. So I would like people to have, yeah, they have to live there or have like a visa, like a 1-year visa, whatever, working visa. Then I think it would be fine.
And then overall, the StarCraft 2 ecosystem and community has been talked about a lot. Maybe it's going down, maybe it's stabilizing. What do you think about the current scene overall, everything included?
I think it's fine. There's still loads of tournaments. Actually, there's a lot of tournaments. Like the past month, I haven't been home, so I think that's always a good sign if players can travel from tournament to tournament to tournament. You do notice that there's a bit less people at the live events, and I think the viewer numbers are going down a bit as well. But well, it's not like it's horrible. It's not like we're just having 5K for the WCS final. So I'm still happy. Maybe with Legacy of the Void, we'll see another rise, just like we saw with Heart of the Swarm. And if the changes are good, like I hope they will be, then we might have more viewers again.
Thank you, Harstem. What is next for you?
I think DreamHack Valencia, the 20th of July.
All right. Well, we'll see you in Spain. And thank you for the interview.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Stay tuned on gamers.com for coverage all weekend along the MLG Anaheim Championships.